Hi Teresa, it's Jori. This week I didn't really do much different in my internship, so I'm just gonna move right along past that. It's going great. And I'm going to tell you about the bookshelf I just built, which is wonderful. It's Billy from IKEA, and it makes me very happy because now I can see all of my books, and I know exactly which ones I still need to read and which ones I have already read, and my favorite friends are right there. Books. Truly the way to a bookworm's heart. In other news, this morning I woke up and I was able to make myself a latte, and I was able to start editing some more. I'm not quite done with chapter 2, hence no updates there, but I'm getting there. Getting there. Also, I am doing Camp NaNoWriMo, just like you are, but I'm doing camp in a different way, because with camp is different than normal NaNoWriMo. Camp allows you to do pretty much whatever you want. So whether that's poems or editing or writing, yeah, you can do whatever you want with Camp NaNoWriMo. So including tracking yourself in a different way. You can set your goal to be whatever you want it to be. So for me, that means that I put in the final page count of my novel, and I'm going to edit through those many pages however much I can. I'm kind of busy this summer, so I don't know if I'll be able to do it as religiously as I hope to, but maybe. We'll see. Here's hoping, fingers crossed. So with Camp NaNoWriMo, you can do anything along the lines of writing at all, and you can measure it however you want. So that can be words, that can be page count, that can be hours spent on a project, that can be whatever. Really, honestly, it's wonderful. Go join a cabin, make some friends, and I will see you at camp in July. Yeah, so this morning I got to work on my novel a little bit, which was great. And I got to submit some stuff again I wrote some poems, and the literary magazine that I submitted them to rejected them. So I submitted them to another literary magazine, because that's what you do when you get rejections. You do not stop. You do not think, oh, I'm such a bad writer. Typically, if somebody rejects you, it's not that they're rejecting you, it's that your writing wasn't right for their magazine at that time. And it might be right for their magazine later on. So keep trying. If you're a writer and you submit to things and you've been rejected, I feel your pain. And believe me, it's fun to be published. And it's hard to get published. And you'll know what kind of writer you are if you stick it out and you just keep submitting, because someday that piece that you wrote 8 years ago is going to have the perfect place for publication in somebody's literary magazine. So keep trying. Don't stop. It's great. It hurts, but it's great. So now that I have my bookshelf up, I got to go through and reorganize all of my books and look at them all and touch them all and tell them all I love them. And I was thinking that it could be kind of fun to go through some of the books on my bookshelf, specifically some of my favorites, since I can hold them in front of you. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that. The first book I want to talk about is this Edgar Allan Poe anthology. It's beautiful and gold leaf, and it's just... I love it. It's so pretty. The inside is spiderwebs, and the outside is just beautiful hardback. And I'm in love. I need to read it still, but there's even a ribbon to mark your place, and I just can't. I love this book. These next two books I always talk about together, and they are Drift by Sharon Carter Rogers and Sinner by Sharon Carter Rogers. And they are wonderful, and every single human on the planet needs to read these books. I can't say that enough, and honestly, anytime you ask me for a book suggestion, one of these is bound to pop up, because they're just so good. I love them so much. They're thrillers, and they're separate stories, but this guy... he shows up in this book. It's a wonderful cameo, and I just love it so much. The next book I want to talk about is The Secret Garden And this is a very, very special edition. It was gifted to me from a friend, and it's gorgeous. I mean, it's gorgeous. Like, the margins are really intense, so if I ever wanted to take notes in it, I could. I just keep going. But this book is wonderful, and it has that old book smell. Yeah, it has that old book smell. And it's just a beautiful copy, and I love the spine so much. The spine makes me very happy, and I'm very, very glad. It's the anniversary edition, and I just. And lastly, the last book I want to talk about today is I Am the Messenger by Marcus Zusak. Picked this book up on a whim from the library, and I have never been happier that I just picked something up like this. It's not a book if you don't like cursing. Just gonna throw that out there. Its main characters say a lot of words I would never repeat. But they're still wonderful characters, and this book is so beautifully written, and it really makes you think about the way that you go about your life and the way that your life can impact other people's lives. And this is another book that I recommend to anybody and everybody who asks me for a book recommendation. So, yeah. You need to read this book. I love it so much. And it's a pretty quick read. At least that's how I remember it. I remember it being a pretty quick read. I need to reread it because I need to reread all of my babies up there. If only I had like 8,000 more years in my life, then I could actually read as many books as I want, but there would still be books coming out, so even then I wouldn't have enough time. Even with infinite years in my life, I could never read all of the books. That's sad. Anyway, that's part of my book collection. There's many more back there, and now you can see them all. And I had the fun of rearranging my rooms so that I could make room for this bookshelf, and it makes me really happy, and I love it. I love this setup. I love having my bookshelf behind me in these videos, and I just love being able to walk in and have the first thing I see be all of my books. I love it so much. Okay, that's all I have for you today, Teresa. I will see you next week. If you like this video and you like this channel, please feel free to subscribe and make sure that the notification bell is turned on, and go follow Teresa too, because we're going back and forth this summer and it's great. Also, merch for the day. This Star Wars shirt, I got it from one of my friends. She was going through her closet and she was like, "Hey, do you want any of these?" And I was like, "Yes." So I just increased my merch collection by a lot. Thanks, friend. You know who you are. Bye.